Good morning, blue, green and yellow phonics group. This morning we're going to start off our phonics by looking at our sound chart again, and I'd like you to say the sound that I point to, and I'm going to pick them randomly on our sound chart this morning. Well done with those. Now we'll have a look at our consonant sounds as well. Well done. So today we are learning to apply homophones, which is linking back to yesterday's learning. So remember, a homophone is a word or a pair of words where both words sound the same but are spelt differently, and they have different meanings, because remember, homo meant the same and phone means sound. So we started off by looking at the homophones C and C. Remember, they sound the same but they're spelt differently. If we look at the spelling of E here in C, we've got EA making our E sound, whereas on the C, with things that you are looking at C, it is EE. So it sounds the same but spelt differently. And then we had a look at all of these different homophones, and I've just spotted I have popped 2 round the wrong way on here, so I'll sort that out. There we go. So we had all of these different homophones. So we had B and B, so we had a buzzy B, and then we also had where you can be happy. We had blue and blue, where you are blowing a bubble, so that past tense, blue, the girl blew some bubbles, and blue the colour. We had flower and flower, so spelt differently, they mean different things, but they sound the same. We had flour that you'd use for baking, and then we had a flower that you'd grow in the garden. And then we had hole and hole, so we had a hole in the sock, and we also had a whole cake or a whole pie or a whole pizza. And then we also had bear and bear, so we had bear tree and we had a grizzly bear. So what I'd like you to do is pause the video in a minute and add these to your spelling journals. Now I know that Mrs. Halligan talked a little bit about spelling journals last week. So in school we'll have some books to be using as spelling journals, but at home you could use maybe a spare notebook that you've got. Maybe you could use a piece of paper. You could clip some different pieces of paper together to make a book and fold it up. And I'd like you to add these words into your spelling journal because they are going to be useful words this week. You might even want to draw a little picture of something next to each word to remind yourself. So maybe you could draw a little flower next to the word flower, meaning the plant flower in the garden. You could draw a little buzzy bee next to the word bee. It's up to you. It's your spelling journal. So if you pause the video and add these 8 words to your spelling journal, and then if you repeat the same thing with these last 2, with bear and bear. So pause your video. Okay, so our next activity this morning involves choosing the correct homophone to complete the sentence. So I've got the homophones at the top, and then I've got a sentence at the bottom, and I will read it out. And then if you pause the video after each sentence, then you've got a chance to fill it in, and then I will reveal the answers. So the first sentence is, the wind blew and blew. So which blue do you need to pop into both gaps on this sentence? So pause the video. Okay, let's reveal the answer. So I don't think that the wind had anything to do with the colour. The wind was blowing. So the wind blew and blew. So it was obviously quite a windy weekend. Okay, next one. Blue is my favourite colour. So remember, you've got your homophones at the top for blue. Which one do we need here for our sentence? Blue is my favourite colour. So pause the video here. Okay, now the blue that we need is the colour blue, but I do just need to do a little bit of editing because it is the first word of the sentence, so I need to change it to a capital B. We can't forget our punctuation when we're writing a sentence. Okay, the next one. We've got flour and flour. Mix the flour into the cake mixture. So decide which homophone you need. Pause the video. Okay, I'll reveal the answer. I don't think we're mixing flowers that I've picked from the garden into my cake mixture. So it would be this flour here, F-L-O-U-R. So well done if you have answered that one correctly. Okay, we've got whole and whole this time. Miss Mole ate the whole cake. So which whole would I need for that sentence? So if you pause your video here. Okay, the answer is whole. W-H-O-L-E. I ate the whole cake, the entire cake. And the final one, we must be sensible. So which B do I need if we must be sensible? So pause the video and decide. Well done if you correctly chose B, spelled B-E. We must be sensible. So well done if you correctly chose the answers for our homophones activity this morning. So now that you've done our activities, you've got a chance to practice writing your words on your whiteboard. So these are the spellings that you're learning this week. So practice them on whiteboards or a chalkboard or on a laptop at home or a piece of paper. Maybe you've got some sand that you could write it in or some shaving foam. It's up to you. You can choose how creative you would like to be. So good luck with practicing your spellings.